Okay, picture this. It's 1994. You've got Jeff Bezos, right? He's got this great job, high-paying Wall Street hedge fund, secure.
Yeah, D.E. Shaw. Pretty big deal.
Exactly. And he just walks away, not because he's unhappy, but because he's seen this one statistic, the internet, growing at 2,300%
Right.
per year.
That number is just staggering, even now.
It's almost unbelievable. A tidal wave, basically.
Really?
And what does he decide to do? Sell books.
Books. Online.
Yeah, online. When most people are still trying to figure out email on dial-up, it seems almost, I don't know, quaint now.
Totally counterintuitive at the time.
But fast forward, that garage operation, now it's what? Over $1.5 trillion, employs 1.5 million people. It's completely changed shopping, reading. I mean, how we even think about business itself.
It really has. And it feels inevitable looking back, but it was anything but. So this deep dive, we want to unpack the strategies, right? And the mindset behind that incredible transformation.
Exactly. Not just what they did.
But how? How did this company that, let's be honest, famously burned cash for years, prioritizing growth over profit, how did they become the everything store that literally reshaped the global economy? What can we actually learn from that?
That's the mission. So let's dig in. First off, how does someone even spot an opportunity like that 2,300% growth? Spot it before everyone else and then have the guts to act on it.
Well, Bezos wasn't just some random guy. He had the background, right? Computer science, electrical engineering from Princeton. He was already working at D.E. Shaw, knee-deep in tech and finance.
So he was positioned to see it.
He was positioned, and crucially, he didn't just see the number. He saw it as like a call to action. He systematically researched what could work online, and he landed on books.
Why books specifically?
It wasn't random. Think about it. Books are standardized. A copy of Dune is Dune wherever you buy it. Relatively easy to ship compared to, say, furniture. And the market, huge, millions of titles, established demand.
Okay. So it was a calculated first step, the perfect wedge, you called it.
Exactly. It minimized the risk of selling something sight unseen online back then. So here's the question for you listening. What would you risk? If you saw a trend like that, seemingly impossible growth, what would you put on the line? That conviction, that willingness to bet big. That's a core lesson right there.
And he didn't just think about it. July 94, he and his wife, Mackenzie, they pack up, move to Seattle, set up in the garage.
Classic startup story.
And the name Amazon, after the river, it wasn't subtle, was it? He wanted the biggest bookstore on earth, right from the start.
That ambition was baked in from day one. And those early days, they weren't glamorous. It was intense. Long hours, building the tech, figuring out how to get books, how to ship them. It wasn't just the idea. It was the constant grinding execution.
Relentless.
Absolutely. The first order came in July 95. And get this, within a month, just 1 month, they'd ship books to all 50 U.S. states and 45 different countries.
Wow. From a garage.
Not a garage. That's global ambition, operational focus, right out of the gate.
That explosive start put them in a great position for the dot-com boom that was coming. They went public May 1997, raised $54 million.
Perfect timing. The internet craze was hitting its peak. Investors were basically throwing money at anything with the dot-com address. Bezos became a billionaire, by age 35?
Yeah. But here's the really interesting part, the part that baffled so many people back then.
Right. The stock price is soaring.
But the company, it's losing money. Lots of it.
Yeah. Analysts were scratching their heads. Many predicted they'd crash and burn. It didn't make traditional business sense.
But Bezos had this singular focus. It wasn't profit, not yet. It was growth, scale, domination.
He poured every cent back in, building warehouses, hiring people like crazy, massive marketing spend. It was all about getting bigger faster, a long-term gamble.
So think about that. You're the CEO. Your company's public, losing money year after year, and you're telling investors, we need to spend more.
What kind of conviction, what kind of storytelling does that take to get people believing in that vision when the numbers look, well, terrible by conventional standards?
It's a masterclass in managing expectations and selling a future vision. And that vision quickly went beyond just books, right? 1998, just a year after the IPO.
They started adding music and video.
Was that just let's sell more stuff? Or was there more to it?
Oh, it was way more strategic than that. It was the real beginning of the everything store idea taking shape. They already had the website, the customer base, the checkout system, the shipping figured out.
Infrastructure?
Exactly. Why not leverage it for other categories? But here's the kicker. It wasn't just gut feeling.
The data aspect.
Yes. They were tracking everything. what people bought, what they looked at, what combinations of items went together. This expansion was driven by data insights.
So they could see, okay, people buying these books also tend to buy this kind of music.
Precisely. They started using data not just to sell more, but to understand unmet needs, to predict what you might want next, sometimes before you even knew it yourself. That data-driven approach, that became a massive, often invisible competitive edge. It shifted retail from reactive to predictive.
And weaving through all of this, the expansion, the data, was this core philosophy, customer obsession.
Their mission statement, to be Earth's most customer-centric company. Simple, powerful.
And it wasn't just words, right? They backed it up.
They really did. Policies that seemed crazy expensive at the time, free shipping over $25. It was huge back then. Super generous return policies, 24/7 customer service.
Stuff that costs a lot, especially for a company already losing money.
You have to wonder if they ever got close to the edge because of it. The discipline required to stick with that, knowing the cost. But it was absolutely critical. It built incredible long-term trust. Loyalty. People got used to shopping on Amazon. It became a habit.
That flywheel effect people talk about. Happy customers buy more, which lets Amazon lower prices or offer more services, which brings in more customers.
Exactly. And to make that flywheel spin faster, they needed serious tech.
Right, you can't be customer-centric with millions of orders if your website crashes or packages get lost.
So they invested massively in their own technology, building their own huge, sophisticated warehouses, fulfillment centers, developing cutting-edge logistics software, creating a super robust, secure e-commerce platform from scratch.
Designed for massive scale from day one.
And that internal tech powerhouse, built out of necessity for the retail side, well, that had unintended consequences. Or maybe intended ones.
You mean AWS Amazon Web Services?
Well, before that even. That tech investment enabled other big moves.
Yeah.
Like the marketplace.
Ah, yes. 2000, letting other people sell on Amazon.
Total game changer. It transformed Amazon from just a retailer into a platform. Suddenly, they could offer millions and millions more products without actually having to buy or store them.
And it creates that network effect, right? More sellers means more product variety, which attracts more buyers.
Which attracts more sellers. It's incredibly powerful. And today, more than half of the stuff sold on Amazon comes from these third-party sellers?
Yeah, it's huge. Okay, so Marketplace was massive. Then comes AWS in 2006.
This was maybe even bolder. Amazon basically started renting out its own internal computing infrastructure. The servers, the storage, the databases that powered Amazon.com.
To other companies, even potential competitors.
Yes, think about the confidence that takes. To say, our internal tech is so good, we can sell it as a service. It grew out of their own needs. They needed scalable, reliable infrastructure for themselves. They figured other companies did too.
And it became
Amazon's most profitable division,
right.
By far. It powers huge chunks of the internet now. Netflix, Airbnb, countless startups and big corporations.
That's incredible, turning an internal cost center into a massive profit engine.
It really makes you think about long-term vision. Are you just solving your own problems, or are you building something others will eventually need too?
That vision also pushed them into totally new territory, like hardware. 2007, the Kindle.
Right, the e-reader. A direct challenge to physical books, in a way.
It wasn't the first e-reader, but it was the one that broke through.
A few things. The e-ink screen felt more like paper, easier on the eyes, but crucially, it had seamless integration with the Amazon Bookstore. Buying a book took seconds, right from the device.
Frictionless.
Totally. And it completely shook up the publishing world. E-books became mainstream, and Amazon gained even more power with Kindle Direct Publishing, letting authors self-publish directly.
So Kindle was huge. But you mentioned earlier maybe Prime was even bigger.
Arguably, yes.
Ooh.
Launched back in 2005. Remember the deal? $79 a year.
For free 2-day shipping, which sounded expensive, $79 up front.
A big leap of faith for customers back then. Why did it work so well? It fundamentally changed customer behavior.
How so?
Once you paid that fee, you felt like you had to get your money's worth. So you started ordering everything from Amazon. It dramatically increased purchase frequency. Prime members spend way more than non-members.
And they stopped comparison shopping as much, maybe?
Exactly. It created incredible loyalty. And then Amazon kept adding more value streaming, video, music, Later, groceries. Now it has, what, over 200 million members globally? It locked people into the ecosystem.
It's a masterclass in creating recurring revenue and customer lock-in.
And it shows that sometimes you need to invent a new value proposition that's just too good to refuse, even if it seems costly at first. They also grew through buying other companies.
Acquisitions, yeah. Like Zappos for shoes and fashion.
Audible for audiobooks, Whole Foods for groceries, and a physical store presence, Ring for smart home security.
These weren't random buys, were they?
No, highly strategic. They allowed Amazon to jump into new markets quickly, grab expertise, customer bases, without building everything from the ground up, faster growth.
And underpinning all of this, the retail, the marketplace, Prime is that logistics network.
Oh, it's mind-bogglingly complex and efficient. Those fulfillment centers are technological marvels. Delivery stations, their own cargo planes with Amazon Air figuring out that tricky last-mile delivery.
They basically reinvented logistics for the internet age, making next day, even same day, delivery the expectation.
And that network itself is a huge competitive moat. It's incredibly expensive and difficult for anyone else to replicate at that scale. It forced competitors like Walmart and Target to spend billions just trying to keep up.
So you've got the customer obsession, the scale, the tech, the logistics, and tying it all together.
Data, their most valuable asset, arguably. The sheer amount of information they collect on what we buy, what we look at, how long we look at it, market trends. It's unparalleled.
Digital gold, like you said. And they use it for everything.
Everything. Those personalized recommendations. That's data. Dynamic pricing, adjusting prices based on demand in real time. Data. Optimizing where to store inventory in which warehouse. Data. Deciding which new products or services to launch next. All driven by data. It's a constant feedback loop, making them smarter and faster.
The impact on traditional retail has been, well, brutal in some cases, the Amazon effect.
Yeah, we saw giants tumble. Sears, Toys R Us, Borders, bookstores, gone. Others, like Walmart and Target, had to radically transform their own online games just to survive. Amazon's combination of scale, tech, data, and logistics just rewrote the rules.
But that kind of dominance doesn't come without friction. There have been controversies.
Definitely. Significant criticisms around labor practices, wages, working conditions, the intense pressure of quotas in warehouses. That's been a recurring theme.
And also concerns about their market power. Anti-competitive practices, accusations of using third-party seller data to launch their own competing products, tax avoidance strategies.
It's crucial to acknowledge these issues. They're part of the Amazon story, too. Amazon has responded over time, raising minimum wages, investing more in safety and training. But these debates about corporate responsibility, market power, the future of work, they're ongoing and complex.
And Amazon isn't standing still. They're pushing into healthcare, financial services, still investing heavily in AI, Alexa, space travel with Blue Origin.
The drive to invent and expand seems relentless. But they also face bigger challenges now. More intense regulatory scrutiny from governments around the world, growing unionization efforts among their workforce, fierce competition in almost every sector they touch.
It's a constantly shifting battleground. Jeff Bezos stepped down as CEO in 2021. Andy Jassy, who built AWS, took over. But Bezos' legacy is just undeniable.
Absolutely. He fundamentally changed multiple industries, created millions of jobs, for better or worse in some cases, and instilled this powerful model of customer obsession, thinking incredibly long-term and never, ever stopping innovation.
So if we boil it all down, what are the key takeaways, the core lessons from Amazon's rise?
Okay, I think there are 5 big ones. First, customer obsession, really putting the customer at the absolute center. It's not just talk, it drives loyalty and long-term value, even if it hurts short-term profits.
Right, second.
Long-term thinking. That willingness to invest heavily for future growth, sacrificing immediate profits, it built their scale and moat.
Takes real discipline.
Continuous innovation, never being satisfied, always inventing, even disrupting yourself, like with Kindle or Marketplace. Complacency is death.
Okay. Fourth.
Building for scale.
Yeah.
Designing everything, your tech, your logistics, your organization, to handle massive growth from the very beginning. It's hard to retrofit scale.
And finally, number 5.
Data-driven decisions. Using information relentlessly. to understand customers, optimize operations, find new opportunities. In the digital age, data is the ultimate competitive weapon.
It's an incredible story, a true masterclass in combining a huge vision with absolutely relentless execution. It shows what's possible.
It really does, but it also leaves us with some big questions, doesn't it? About what happens when one company becomes so powerful, so integrated into our lives. Questions about market concentration, the future of labor, the balance between relentless innovation and its impact on society.
So, the final thought for you listening, what does the everything store ultimately mean for the economy, for workers, and for you personally as a consumer navigating this world that Amazon did so much to shape? Something to think about.